And welcome back to Half Hour Henshin. We are on episode 43 today, talking about Geats, King Oger, Gisaris, and even a little bit about the Moffun and Me little mini anime coming out from King Oger.
Yep, and then next week we're gonna start Ultraman Blazer.
Yeah,
Oh
because that comes
man,
out that comes out this week, the 8th as well. So,
yeah,
yep.
yeah, and luckily for comics, I think was it the only thing that's come out since Supermassive 2023 was just Rogue Sun, but I haven't gotten my issue of that yet. So
Yep.
yeah, not yet. But I think the next one though is probably I think No One 4 is coming out soon because there was a preview for it. So I think that might be next week. And then at the end of the month, I think Radiant Black comes out, right? And that's when we get to
Yes.
see the result of the poll.
Yeah, I don't think we get to see the result of the poll yet. I don't remember.
No, I think they said. I think that's what the website said. Okay, cool. Thank you for your vote. See how your vote. See your vote. See how the results play out on January 27th issue of Radiant
July
Black.
27th.
Oh yeah, July. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. What I wonder now, just I guess since we're going on this Radiant Black tangent, I wonder if basically like all of that issue is already written with them like talking it out or like dealing with it, but like the
Mhm.
choice was the only thing that they hadn't written, so they're just getting to add that at the end very quickly.
Most likely, I mean that would be the easy thing to do. But I mean, I don't know how long comics in general take. I'm assuming at least a month.
So
Um.
it's a little different than I feel like manga because I feel like comics are basically working on they also basically take about a month it's like give or take because obviously there's like weekly titles too, but
Yeah.
usually like they'll also start with like some sort of buffer, so usually by the time Radiant Black 1 is releasing, they're actually working on like Radiant Black 4 or 5 or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'd assume.
And so they are taking about a month, but obviously it kind of depends. Some issues might go faster, some issues might go slower. There's also some issues that can be worked on like simultaneously, because like the Radiant Yellow stuff in Radiant Black was written, I think, and drawn by like a different artist and writer
Mm.
team. And so that's stuff that they can be like, hey, be writing this while we're working on this, and that way that can also help. It honestly just with comics, it just kind of depends.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm really curious, like how much of it, I like it'd be kind of crazy if it's the if it really is just like the last page or so that got changed depending on what we get.
It'd be interesting because I mean that means that
Yeah.
they already kind of had how they wanted to have the resolution play out, or like how they had the story go. They just needed the resolution.
Yeah. So I'm really curious as to just how much they've had to plan this out because what is it? I mean I
Yeah,
think I think July, not 27th, July 20th is when the fourth trades comes out, so I'll be able to catch up then, and then I'll start getting the issues from there. So that's gonna be
yeah,
interesting.
yep, something like that. Basically, I think it was the 20th.
Yeah,
But
but other than this, the heroes that we actually are currently following.
I mean, we're currently
Oh,
following these heroes, sort of. But yeah, Kamen Rider Geats.
do you want to start off? I mean, I feel like I've been starting off by pointing out, hey, let's talk about this big moment first. Why don't you start this week?
I mean, if we're talking about the big moment of this episode, is definitely the ending mirroring Geats, first episode, and then also when at the end of the Geats 9, where the world is remade anew, and we get to see Tycoon. This is my world.
Dude, that was
And he's got the new haircut too.
yeah, that was sick. Yeah, and
Oof.
then rewind it, and then right before that, we see Sumuri actually become a goddess and reject becoming a statue, which is insane.
I really like the fact that we're getting like almost these like ironic rules now. Like, so this one was like Geats should be the sole wielder of the creation powers
Yeah, it's so
right
funny.
after the world has been remade by someone else.
So
And since we're starting kind of at the end,
yeah.
we get the new preview with like some new writers. Whoever top was the
Oh,
head gets to be the next head. What is
Yeah, I
happiness
mean,
to you? We're gonna see Dad Rider.
the other weird thing too though is that like, oh no, his wish was to bring back everyone that died because of it. I thought his was, I got his a little bit confused with Buffa's world with no riders.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but yeah, like, yeah, so I guess we're gonna see like a bunch of bad eliminated players. So it's actually kind of crazy. Like, this might actually be like, if you ever played a Shin Megami Tensei game, this might actually be the chaos ending where might makes right, like unintentionally might makes right because everyone's back.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think the big thing is also gonna be like, how are some people gonna react to being back? You know, we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
probably see the pawn at some point. We're probably gonna see
Yes, our favorite.
Shiro for the
Yeah.
first real time since that first episode.
Oh yeah, I remember when he first came back. We all were freaking out, like, "Oh my god, he's
And
back!"
then it was like, not really.
Yeah. Oh, actually, wait. Because Neon's dad is back, I think they're gonna show original Neon, or what was her name? What was original Neon's
Akari.
name? Yeah, Akari. Akari, most likely Akari and Neon are gonna appear together. I have a feeling that that's gonna happen.
Akari might not, because remember, he only wished for the victims of the DGP, and Akari was not a victim of the DGP. That was
Mm.
just a random incident. So
Ah, okay.
I would doubt it. His dad, it's not that he's back, it's just I guess he has his rider powers back, maybe, due to the wish.
Hmm.
We're gonna see a bunch of different people come back, which also means that like did he just technically revive Nodge Sparrow after killing him too?
Oh no!
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up to you. I was like, hey, is he back again? Like, he just died. I think he's technically back though.
Oh man, yeah, yeah. Honestly, like I said, if I'm gonna make a Shin Megami Tensei comparison, yeah, this has to be like the Might Makes Right Chaos World. Uh, I
Yeah,
don't like that.
yeah, that is a choice for them to have made.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
at the same time, I mean, if I'm gonna run with this, if this is that means Buffa might potentially be the law world where he is king essentially, where like everyone has to follow his rule. Like that might be like the twist of his, which is that it's the law ending. And honestly, law endings suck in Shin Megami Tensei. So obviously Geese has to be the neutral one, unless they're gonna make it so that Nago is like, I want to say like the secret, like, actual secondary, but
I have no
like
idea. The
like like
big
like like she gives the neutral, she gives like the neutral, because her wish was like kind of like, yeah, the most neutral. She just wants to find love,
Yeah,
but the other
and
two are like sweeping
yep,
changes.
and like going into just this, we got a bunch of stuff still to just to talk about in this episode. Uh Tycoon basically going Kawa going almost full evil with everything. Just basically I love that he just didn't kill Bubba, but he was just like, no, live with this, and just kicks him in the face.
Dude, that was number one messed up. Number two, so cool. I love that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like this Kawa that just wants power is just intense.
I also
Like,
again really like that his little like mannerism as a bad guy is kind of like an evil version of Geet's little like Kitsune snap,
yeah.
where it's like this little like finger crack thing that he's doing that he's like obsessed with. I
Hmm.
love seeing the fact that they put Bujin Sword Tycoon in the opening, so we get to see the Geats Knight. I'm hoping, because I think they're all supposed to have like a final form. We just haven't seen Neon or Buffas yet. And if, like we were
Yeah.
talking about, it's gonna be it might be a little bit of a longer season. I can't wait to see, because I think right now it was like from what I'd seen, they're talking about the Buffa form being called like Demon King Buffa, and the Neon being like her getting like a different kind of ID core or whatever, since hers was already destroyed, and her being like Neon Fantasy or something like that.
Which is funny because like in the in the what's it called, in the preview we see Gyago, and like they really should like focus on the dad, so they might just really just bait and switch us and actually say that Gyago is actually Nago. Because they didn't, because I don't think they showed like his face with the new ID cord that's there.
No, they
So
might not have, and it could literally be a whole thing where he's like he gives her the power, and it's like an inheritance.
yeah,
That's how she gets to use an ID core again.
yeah,
Um, Also, this means our two favorite background writers are back somewhere,
yup, I hope so.
so hopefully we'll see them again.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also talking about suits, oh my god, I can't believe that we actually got actual suits for Beroba and Kekada. Like,
yes, they are very cool. Seeing Keiwa
yeah,
just be mean to Sumire is really sad though. Uh,
yeah, that was it was a bit much. Like,
his like fall into this, and then Buffa being taken out and fighting the Baroba and the uh. I love how they transform, and Buffa's immediate things like, "You guys aren't writers."
yeah, and yeah, that was cool. Like the fact that he held on to onto Command Twin. Um, Also, Kekara gets another great moment in this episode too, because right before Cable puts the beat down on Notch Sparrow, which was very needed, by the way. I hate Notch Sparrow. Like, okay, I know I'm just like forcing that to be a joke, but
I
um,
mean, I know you really dislike him. I do like the monster suits for Kekara and for
oh,
Baroba.
that was so good.
Like they have really cool designs. I feel like they work really well, and
Yeah,
they look like good boss monster units. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like they
like
look threatening and unique enough that these would be boss monsters or like general style monsters, kind of like in
yeah.
Azure right now.
But what I really like about it though is that mostly because of mostly because of the color net he already has. The whole thing I said before about how the riders look like their supporters and supporters look like their riders. That's in
Yep.
full play, at least with Kekara right now. It's great.
I mean, Baroba's also purple. Like her head is purple. She's a little bit
Mm.
pinker, but I mean,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
still basically is in the same colors as Buffa.
yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see later on when we when Buffa gets his final
Upgrade.
upgrade. Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, like the
if he
thing is,
gets
like
one.
Tycoon no longer looks that green anymore either.
Yeah, no, I mean like no, but like that's what I mean. Like, because there's so much dark in it's like there's so much black in that suit.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
really
great.
like it. It's a sick suit.
Yeah, but yeah, and I guess I guess just to like like think about these kind of like twin things. So what I saw, apparently someone posted an image. Apparently um there's a Shogun tycoon with black eyes, which is what we currently have, I believe, right now. And there's one that has orange eyes. And I think people are gonna say that this is when he becomes good again.
Yeah, I saw some people talking about that. That could be the case.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah,
The
yeah, exactly.
the big thing is, oh my god. I also just the conversation between Neon and Tycoon, and they're having this, and Ace shows up, and he's like using Samuri, huh?
Yeah.
And it
Ooh, yeah,
starts on this fight.
yeah.
Oof.
There's a lot to this episode. Like, it's very, very intense. It's kind of depressing, like, like seeing all these truths come out. Oh wait, am I oh no, I forgot. I'm not talking about Geats anymore. I'm talking about Jasari.
That
Okay,
too.
that was forced. That was
But especially with the truth, can we talk about that now that he's got the Bujin sword, Keiwa can just teleport?
mm,
I love how they always add that whenever like they want someone who can just like not have to be forced to fight, they can just have the ability to like phase out.
yeah.
But yeah,
Oh man. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's like the whole like super like rider that fights through his tears that Kekara is like say, "Yeah, let's do this." It's great.
it's really
Whew.
good, and again, we're still getting like some meta commentary on just the fact that there are some people who just want Ryder to be like brooding and depressing and stuff all the time as
Yeah.
well. But
Yeah.
oh
But yeah, we're going to see Keiwa's World next week.
yeah, we
Uh
are. Also, I did technically forget. I'd forgotten. Technically, at the end, Geats does stop Tycoon from killing Nod Sparrow. I think so. He didn't
mm,
technically die anyway, so I guess he was never gone. Um,
yeah. but
just
we
to
still have to
wrap it
deal with
up, yeah,
it.
the stuff with Tsumuri resisting and wanting to stay because she wanted to stay by Geetsu's side was really sad. And just, I do love how writers, like, anytime someone becomes a god, they immediately get the white wig on.
Yeah, it's great. Uh,
Uh, but yeah,
oh man, okay,
can't wait
okay,
to see
but
the next episode. And also, the funniest thing about the preview thing for Geets though is just the fact that his like I told you that it was really funny that Kay was supposed to be this pure boy, and his like supporter looks like he's like a Yakuza boss, and it looks like they're fucking setting it up to be almost like a Yakuza game where like the one who wins is the one who take like the head's head or whatever.
yeah,
And it's Taiki,
like
and
I
I'm
said,
like,
it's gonna be a might makes right world. I have a feeling it's like this part of the season is either gonna end with Nago or Buffa getting a wish, and like I said, I feel like we're gonna get a Buffa wish, just so that we can see like a law world where like no riders at all, so like any semblance of power that you get will get struck down
so I have no
immediately.
I don't know, just because by all technicalities we got a Buffa world already.
Oh,
Because
true, yeah.
he had his wish, the power to defeat all common riders, and that really was like
Oh,
the law world, like you were talking about. Because literally everyone with common rider powers basically was like he was immune to them.
damn.
Uh,
Okay. I completely forgot about that. Okay, so we did have a law world. So we have
Also,
a law world. We're gonna have a chaos world. Yeah.
before we move on, one last thing. Can we talk about the fact that at the very beginning of that fight, Kayla just starts beating him up, just no transformation, no nothing. He's just barehanded fisting Jamato Naj Sparrow, and he's like kind of winning too.
I love it
I,
so
I'm
much.
just like, this
And
guy is pissed. But yeah, other worlds, weird shit going on. Jasara.
okay, there we go. That's a much more natural transition to that.
Behind the
Oh,
fiction is this very interesting episode.
yeah, like I love these double episodes because it basically means that like we get to have sometimes if they have more than one suit, we get to see two suits fighting. If they don't, we get to see the suit and the suit actor. We get to see the unsuited actor and the suit actor fighting against each other, which is really cool. There's a lot, like, honestly, like, you could kind of tell the budget of the show through this episode, but at the same time it makes it work because I love how like the girl, like she's there and she's getting tormented by the other one, and they basically just layered over a bunch of extra footage of her going in and out in the background while she stays still. Like, I'm like, oh, it's like you could tell how they filmed it, and it's so cool
Oh
to
yeah,
see in action though.
I really liked a lot of the filming for this. I also really liked a lot of the acting for this episode.
Yeah.
They really sell these like weird twisted versions of each other who are quote unquote telling each other the truth and trying to get under each other's skins. They really act like the same but different characters, and like it was just good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Great
like
performances as to be expected. But like it's also just really funny having Jasaris have someone else be like a prick to him.
okay. So me watching it, I'm like saying, oh, this is just Decade talking to Jasaris right now.
Is
This
it?
is just
Okay.
Decade.
Yeah.
No, like Decade, like we call him Dickado sometimes because he's that much of a jerk, and I love him for it. Like I say, I like to joke around that my two favorite writers are on the opposite ends of the friendship spectrum. I have Gentaro Forze, who wants to be friends with everyone, and I have Decade, who is a dick. It's
Huh.
so funny.
Yeah. And so we set it to get some answers so that we've seen that the main girl had the like Jasaris like emblem stuff before she started traveling worlds. And it seems
Yeah,
some sort of accident happened. I really love the her like duplicate being like, do you can you not remember, or are you refusing to remember?
it's oh my god, it's great. I love seeing that. We actually do get a little bit about how for some reason like Jasars is trying to like get into the good, like what did they say, it was like he got kicked out and he's trying to get back in,
Yeah,
or
he's
was
trying
he
to
just
get on like their good graces or impress these guys. The big thing is that the fake Jasaris is basically telling him that like doesn't it suck that at the end of the day you're the one who doesn't have the real power? It's all her, and you're, just trying to make sure that, that woman gets protected or whatever. Uh, so we're getting some vibes. I feel like we're actually going to get some more real answers this next episode. The
Yeah.
big thing with the Jasaris versus Jasaris, like on Transform versus Transform fight, I really do wonder if there's going to be like a Jasaris versus Jasaris fight, because there's at the very least, I know there's not two suits. There might not be two suits, but there's definitely two helmets for the suit.
Mm.
Because I don't know if you've noticed in some of the stuff that we see it's like the full like face mask covered suit, but in some of the shots, especially in the openings, like behind the visor, it's just like his face. So there's like an open face suit and like a closed face suit, like mask.
Okay.
So I wonder if that means maybe there is a second suit. But I have no idea. I also think it's really funny that this guy like Kekai Henkins or whatever, by just like catching on fire, which was
Yeah.
interesting, it being different, but also
Yeah.
the thing I was talking about how they're not really here because they're using like the robot avatars or whatever.
Mm.
And Jasara's kind of like talks about that by being like, well, I'm not even really here, so whatever you think you are, you aren't. Uh
Oh, I didn't catch that line.
Yeah, because he's
Oh
like,
man.
you are me or whatever, and he's kind of like, I'm not even here, so you can't be me because I'm not even like the real one or whatever. I
Yeah.
also like how the guy calls him out. It's like, oh, you seem to keep your composure in any situation, huh? Or should I just say you're just pretending to be calm? Bruh.
We're definitely seeing some crazy stuff now, and like it's really funny. Like, if there's one thing I'm really enjoying about us talking about Jassars is how we're basically like talk like because like we actually get to talk a little bit more about like filmography, because like we see like all the professional stuff, but like when you can't hide it as much, like because like you don't have the Toei budget, like you get to
Yeah,
see things, and you get it's like watching, it's like learning how a magic trick works.
yeah,
It's like
it's really
yeah,
cool.
you just enjoy it.
It's really cool, and it's really cool seeing it because it's interesting because it's like, I know friends who don't really watch tokusatsu, and they've seen me watch them, and they're like, that CGI looks silly, that stuff looks silly, because it's like realistically, the budget the toy has is like a fraction of what, like, movie CGI and like especially like American made movie productions and stuff have, and even those look really bad sometimes.
Yeah,
But I
and
feel like,
and it's funny that yeah, but
but
yeah, like yeah, no,
but
keep
then
going, man.
Jasaris has a fraction of that fraction, most likely being
Yeah,
like a fully indie production. So
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy what he's done so far, especially with the fact that he's getting like older other Toku actors to be in it as well too.
I really like
And
it.
yeah,
It really does seem like a passionate thing and like a thing of passion for
mhm,
them. And also the big thing I really like about it is that it's like, I know there's a lot of actors who in Toku basically they break in, they basically star in a Toku only to then move on to quote unquote, real acting and like never really come back. So
I
it's
mean,
really cool seeing that these actors that are like really passionate about this stuff come back to do this, even if it's not through like a formal Toku.
yeah, it's really funny too, because like it happens sometimes where like they just blow up so much that they don't have time to come back. Like what happened with Forze, Gentaro's actor. He like the moment he was in there, he blew up like massively. Like he was even in the live action Bleach as Ichigo. Like he basically blew up in acting. A big one for this one is Philip from Double. Like he massively blew up after Kamen Rider Double. So it's like he never has time to come back. Um, but yeah, it's very interesting, talking about all
Yeah.
this stuff.
And it
Or they might just not have the budget for it. And
Yeah, they might
yeah,
not, and it kind of sucks. It's kind of interesting. I do like just the idea of like, I know part of that stuff is because stuff like that is also decided by your management company and stuff like that. But you'd think at some point, if you were big enough, you could be like, well, I want to go work on on Common Ride. let me go back.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's
Talk about management companies. Like, yeah, there are some stories. I mean, like Kabuto's actor, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
sure.
Uh,
But
yeah, but
yeah, King Oju's episode was a
I
bit
mean,
of a
like,
fake out in my opinion at the beginning. We,
oh man,
man, we watched Gira get demolished, and we watched Rackles use the crown.
yeah, he gets to use it first, and I find it funny that they're able to do that because of the fact that it is just a color shifted suit.
It is just a color shifted suit. I do like that, like there is the version of Rackles wearing the crown suit has like a mustache.
You know, I didn't notice that.
I just that was the first thing. You know I'm always paying attention to the visuals of the suits, and like
Yeah.
he puts on the crown, he transforms, but like his golden form kind of has like a kind of reminds me of the what's it called, the orange arm shogun kind of like mustache
Mm,
for Kachidoki
I see.
arms.
Yeah.
He just kind of has like some more little insectoid like arms or whatever off the side that make it look like he has a little like shogun mustache.
Mm,
Um, but he has the lance. He basically one shots Gira. Gira
yeah.
only gets saved because Jeremy was still there.
Oh man, talking about Jeremy. Oh my god.
Jeremy was very funny this episode.
It was so good. Like I was discussing with my friend because like I say this, I basically like hint this with you, but I actually do get into I actually do get into a little more discussions about it with my friend that actually has watched other previous series about how he is like, yeah, he's basically um he has like the tradition of Kanalo from Resoldier, which is the previous series that this writer wrote, and Noel's flashiness from Lupat, like combined, but like their issues that I had with them are fixed. Like Noel basically was both a Lupin Ranger and a Pat Ranger, but Jeremy plays this whole both sides argument very well, and then this episode it actually shows him like realizing the weight of him being wrong, and it's so good.
It's really, really funny, especially just because the fact that he's just like sulking, and then he's like, I was supposed to be the king, ruling over all, but I'm the king ruining it all. Oh no.
It's so funny. I love it. He is still being a drama kid,
I
despite
love
all
that so
this.
much, and oh my god, this episode gave me two things that I really love, which is one, we get more focus on Gira, like giving like the true qualities of a king, and we got more
Hmm.
Kagurrai just like sneaking around, but also like showing how much he like likes Gira as well, because it was
Yeah.
so we got to see like a different perspective on the fact that his sister was crying because she was trying to stay strong for her brother, and he
Hmm.
tells Kagurrai this, and he's like, I assume you want something in exchange for this information. What would that be? And he just shakes his head, and he's like, nothing. I just know we're going into the big fight soon, so I might not be able to tell you anytime soon. I just wanted you to know. And
Yeah.
then turns out he was using like a fake green screen background, and he's like,
Oh man,
that's not,
dude.
he certainly doesn't play fair.
Yeah, it's so good too because like everything about this where his sister, like we actually get to see how much that we truly get to see that he will like be on his knees, be on the ground, like be covered in mud just to get what he wants.
Can we
And
talk?
like the fact that
Yeah, can we talk
those
about the
two,
really funny? Like he like goes invisible, turns off invisibility, and is immediately caught by like the two guys and like 30 guards or whatever.
yeah,
Oh my god! But yeah,
yeah,
his sister bails him out by basically making him pretend to be a rhinoceros beetle to pass on a message. She
yeah,
acts with the authority of Rackle's, prospective fiance, and
yeah, and
basically tells him to like fuck up.
yeah, and yeah, and basically spending like the entire time like making him crawl on the ground, like demean himself, like exactly as he said he would, and it's all just a play to find to
The
find the key,
lance.
the lance. That was, oh, that was so brilliant. I'm like,
I, it was
These two are great.
it was good. It was really great. The biggest thing is we get to see the King Oger versus Oger Zero fight like start, and just Kagura just shows up in King Oger Zero like out of nowhere, and he's just
Yeah.
like, "You can't just walk in here," and he's like, "I'm already here. I found the lance."
Yeah, it's great. Like, saying like, oh well, I know someone that actually like that actually is better to wear this, and gives it to Gira. And okay, here's the thing that bugs me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want, like, mostly because of the gems on it. I want this to be a shareable hyper thing, because
Yeah, like a shareable like battle razor where like everyone can use
yeah,
it.
but the issue though is the fact that they would need to have
Royal blood.
five more helmet
Oh,
sculpts.
right,
Yeah, because like, I mean, like the chest piece in the middle can be changed,
right.
but two of my favorite series have had a shareable power up. I'm
I
not gonna
think the
say
shareable power up is always a good idea. I'm
yeah.
also wondering though how that will work. I hope we get a justification like the bloodline of the king is only as important as things, because technically Kagura and Tanbo don't have bloodline ties,
Y-
right?
True.
Because
Yeah.
Blue just fought to get to his place, and Kagura overthrew the previous monarch. Uh, and also, we still don't know if Rita is actually the monarch's like child or not.
True. Yeah,
So
well, I mean, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if the bloodline rights are a thing. So, yeah, there's that. But if there's one great thing about the whole, like, standoff between Extreme King Oger and King Oger Zero, is like, the flashback sequence that's happening between them.
yeah, I
Like,
love that. I love that he gives the crown to Gira. We get to see this cool little transformation. Yeah, I do hope it's a shareable item. I mean, it's got all the colors, like it should be a shareable item.
yeah.
Um,
Um, yeah, it's great. Like, honestly, every single time I see this suit, like, I remember I was like, it's like the suit looks so bulky, like, in pictures, and I was like, sorry, the toy looks so bulky. I was so like, I said last week, but I was so ready for it to just be a CG suit.
no, but
But the
here's the
fact that
thing:
it's not,
the suit doesn't look that bulky when you see it like in person or like
yeah,
in on video. Because it's got some big shoulders, but most of the thing that would make the bulk in the toy is kind of like the cape things.
hmm
Um, but yeah, we get to see the extreme King Oger. He's got all of the attachments. I find it really funny that we get to see God Tarantula's like leg cannons on the top.
hmm
Um, but yeah, the big fight flashback between Gira and his brother at the front was really good. I love that he was asking him how you remembered how, the king is supposed to protect all people, and the people protect anyone they can reach and care about. Well, basically, I want our country to be a country where everyone is their own individual country, and where everyone basically like works together. And I love the like corny, the true like idealism and corniness of like, what became of that dream. And it's like, that was an unrealistic dream because I was a child. It was nothing but a fantasy. And he's like, you're unsuited to be king. If pathetic, and you call yourself a king, I laugh at the notion. A king is someone who would make the impossible possible for his people.
man, like
uh
Gira has just been dropping mics. Like, it's
It's
great.
so cool. I really like it. Oof.
Oh man, and then we end on a very concerning thing where
Yep.
Shigodam is taken over by Bugnarok now.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. Uh, yeah, and I mean, it makes sense. This was his monkey's paw moment. The deal with the devil has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we're gonna see the founding of the new alliance, the Royal Sentai King Oger.
Oh hey, 6-person roll call coming in.
Yep.
Like when I saw that, I'm like, that's the only thing I'm thinking about. There's gonna be a roll call here. I cannot wait for this
There
roll
has to
call.
be. Oof. But yeah, it's a good episode. I really dig it. The whole shtick again. Every time Jira gets to give one of his speeches about what it means to be king, I'm just like, yeah, bro, you keep telling him, man.
Yeah,
Oof.
it's so good. I cannot wait for more.
And with that, we are just a bit over our time limit. So we will talk to you guys next time. As always, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for putting up with us, and we're gonna see how we manage to fit in Blazer into our talks with everything as well.
Yep, because that starts next week.
Yep. And with that, we will see you guys next time. Later.
Later.
This program is brought to you by.
Our unending love of tokusatsu.
If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe.
And hit the bell for notifications. And if you would like to support us further, consider becoming a patron at our Patreon, Half Hour Henshin.
You can get some exclusive benefits, such as your name in the credits and joining our sticker club. Or, if you want to help with a one-time donation,
you can also find us at Ko-fi at Half Hour Henshin. You can email us with any questions or theories at halfhourhenshin@gmail.com or on Twitter at halfhourhenshin.